So clearly you worked very hard and you've worked really hard to get to this point. And then you obviously have gotten to this point where you have a beautiful McLaren outside.
Thank you.
Is that one of those things that you got because it was a goal of yours to always have, or is it one of those work hard, play hard kind of things? Like, why did you end up getting that? Welcome. We're here at 2418 Ferncliff Road. This is a beautiful custom home built by Chiott Custom Homes. It's currently on the market for $3,725,000 and it's about 6,800 square feet, featuring 5 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, and 3 half baths. It is unbelievable inside, and it is situated in Old Foxcroft, right in between Myers Park and Foxcroft. But today, we're gonna be here to talk to one of my good friends, Trevor Higgins, about getting started in the entrepreneurial world and what it takes. So obviously we're in the entrepreneurial space, you're in the lending space, I'm in the real estate sales space. When you got into lending, what was one of those things that you were able to do to train yourself mentally to be able to succeed in that industry?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. One of the biggest things for me was coming to the realization that you have to control your controllables. Not everything is in your control, so when you learn what is and you figure out how to control it, it makes life a lot easier.
What would be like one of those kinds of things that you're like, I gotta remind myself that like this is not something I can control?
Yeah, I mean, in our industry, one of the best examples are when something doesn't go the way you expect it, right? A surprise. A customer buys a new car and throws off the lending side, or an appraisal comes in low. Something you don't expect throws you off. That used to, when I first got into lending, really throw me off track. You know, sometimes those hard conversations are not fun, but the earlier you have them and the better you approach that situation, the better the outcome's gonna be.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I think that also it's one of those things that as you gain experience, you get better at handling those situations as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the, like an appraisal is out of our control, right? I mean, we can only do so much. So just really focusing on, hey, these are the aspects that I can control. I can't, tell Miss Jones to not go out and buy furniture before she closes and completely ruin the purchase of her home that she can't put the furniture in now. But I can try to educate her as much as possible so she doesn't make that decision.
So one thing to like keep on the mindset kind of theme is, have you ever read that book, Atomic Habits?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite books actually. I really like that part where he talks about how winners and losers actually have the same goals.
Yeah, that was like mind-blowing for me. Like when I read that, I was just like, holy shit, like it's true. And that's why like I talk a lot about goal setting, because there's ways that you can train your mind to be able to achieve the goals that you're setting for yourself. And that is what will be able to differentiate yourself. So when you got into the entrepreneurial space, you realized pretty quickly on that you have to control the controllables. One thing that I realized pretty early on was that no one was gonna just give me the thumbs up to go or give me the green light and just say, here you go, like you can start working. And I feel like that's one of the most important things when you're starting out to learn.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you listen to a lot of successful entrepreneurs, one of the biggest aspects is you don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. You don't have to know everything about the industry right now. You've got to be willing to learn, but more importantly, you have to outwork the competition. And I think that's a huge aspect to being successful, is just your work ethic.
It really is, and I feel like you, along with that, if you can align yourself with the right mentor or the right team or the right people who can, because we've talked about this, like no one's just gonna give you a roadmap. This is what
I'm gonna share all my secrets with you.
Right, but the right mentor, the right guide, coach, whatever you wanna call it, like they can help with that stuff. But I learned very early on that no one is just gonna, and this was from my commercial brokerage days, that I was waiting for someone to say, okay, like, here you go, here's the book of people to cold call. Like, here you go. Now you can start reaching out to people and trying to get listings. And at that point, I was 8 months in to a 100% commission job, and I was broke. You really do have to just get into it and just hit the ground running.
Yeah, learn as you go. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things that holds people back no matter what they're doing in the entrepreneurial space is they want to overthink everything instead of just getting started.
Have you heard what they call that?
No.
Analysis paralysis.
Ah, yep.
That's a good one. Don't get caught up in that. So like getting started in the entrepreneurial space, you obviously have to make tons of sacrifices.
Oh yeah.
What did that look like for you and your family when you were getting going?
Yeah, I mean, time obviously is a big one. You know, you're sacrificing time with friends, family. I mean, it takes a lot of time to put into a business. I mean, how many hours a day did you work when you first got started? A lot. Every night?
Yeah, every night. I mean, that's where you see on Instagram, I'm posting that I'm out at drinks and out at dinners and out at networking events. And they are all very fun, but they're all business. And they're very tiring and they can get very expensive. And those are risks that you're taking to invest in your business, but they're also risks that you're taking just in general in life too, because you're sacrificing a lot on the personal side to be able to build the business.
Yeah, I mean, it also is pivotal to have the right support system. I mean, I know without, you know, the right spouse, partner, business partner, whatever it may be, personal or professional, without the right support system, I mean, it's going to be extremely hard because of all those sacrifices.
Yeah, and it's not just on the personal side and it's not just on the business side. If you have the right people that you can lean on when something goes bad with work, whether it is a spouse or a business partner, another realtor that you're friends with. I can't tell you how many friends that I have that are realtors that I will call or text as soon as something goes wrong just to make sure that I have the right mindset as to how to handle that.
Yeah, they've got to pick up, you know, what you can't do as well. So, you know, from a business perspective, finding someone that complements you just like in your personal life is something that's really helped me. Finding somebody that likes to do paperwork, because frankly, I don't like to do paperwork. So that's really helped me create success because I don't have to spend my time doing the things I don't like.
So you've been doing this for a long time, right?
Yeah, almost 10 years.
Which I mean, you guys know, I talked to Ryan Serhan about some of this stuff, and he says on some of his videos that it took him 10 years to become an overnight success. So like, were you just handed this, or did you like actually bust your ass to get here?
Absolutely, you have to bust your ass. I mean, it takes a lot to get something, especially starting in an industry you know nothing about. I mean, when you started in real estate, you passed a test. Did you actually know anything about selling real estate?
Not really.
Not at all. And I didn't know anything about mortgages.
So clearly you worked very hard and you've worked really hard to get to this point. And then you obviously have gotten to this point where you have a beautiful McLaren outside.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely a little celebration. Just something I never thought I would have, but why not, right? I mean, we work really hard. Why not treat yourself to a little fun car?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's smart because it's a way to like decompress a little bit. It's a way to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Oh, absolutely, and it's not a bad marketing tool either.
Why is that?
Everybody says hi.
That's true, and I'm guessing they probably ask you what you do.
Absolutely, every time.
I think that's actually a really genius idea. So speaking of, why don't we, I mean, we're literally in old Foxcroft right now. Like, we need to go for a ride.
Let's do it.
Look at that. First try. Before we go though, I do want to send a huge thank you to Jonathan Chiott with Chiott Custom Homes for letting us come to this beautiful house, and for Trevor Higgins for taking the time to talk to us about these kinds of different things, because it truly does make a big difference when you have these kinds of things to be able to watch, listen to, and talk about to help adjust your mindset and prepare your mindset as you're starting off in business.
Absolutely, let's roll.